Welcome to the Manning Room. We're here with members of Ole Miss softball, and boy, you two, especially Aliyah Binford, Lexie, Brady. I'm Jake Kermata. Shout out Brady Craig putting this together, right? Brady, we love social media admin. She put this together for us. Davis Harper's pushing the buttons for us too. Wow, right? I mean, Aliyah laughs. I know you laugh too, but everybody's thinking what you all have done. I mean, I remember talking to you guys in January about how different this team felt, how Lexie, the newcomers coming in, how mature everybody was, and how much everybody was willing to win. And with you and your story, we'll get to it as well. I mean, you wanted a new adventure. You wanted to prove yourself. You wanted that last season to go out with a bang, and you did. You all go to Oklahoma City. You're picked near the last of the SEC. Okay, that means maybe you're projected to go to a regional and maybe not get out. But you guys exceeded expectations, but you all believed, I should say, external expectations. The internal expectations, I feel like you all met and exceeded as well. But have you all gotten the chance to process this yet, and what you did to become the first Ole Miss softball team to make it to the greatest show on dirt in OKC? And Lexie, I'll start with you. Have you been able to process it yet? I know there's been a little bit of time.
Yeah, it was definitely one of those things when we were there. I don't know, I just had to kind of take it all in. I was looking around in the stands and be like, I can't believe this place is full with people right now, Not to mention everyone watching at home and stuff. But once we got rolling with our games and stuff, I was I just felt like we're playing a game with us, it just felt it was weirdly intimate, in the space that it was so there was all the entertainment and stuff going on around us, but the space itself felt intimate in a sense. So I guess now I don't know. I don't know if it'll hit me until I don't know. But it was definitely a dream come true in the sense that I got to be on that stage with this team.
Yeah, and we'll get to more of that in a minute because I know it wasn't your first time at OKC, right?
Yeah, I used to sit in the stands. So
yeah, I think that's awesome.
Yes.
What's so funny about that?
I don't know. Were you so you were flirting with us in OKC?
That's how intimate? Oh my god. Good to know. Don't make me bring up Arkansas.
There's an inside joke there I think we have to explore. My greatest strength is listening, just letting you know, and I always follow up. So if that's going to come out, it's going to come out. Aliyah, you've been close, especially last year. I know you and Taylor Strain with Baylor, you guys were close. What was it like to finally get there?
I have actually not processed that yet.
That's fine.
Which is nuts to me. You'd think that I would have already processed it, but my brain is still going 1,000 miles a minute. But it was good. It was doing it with these weirdos was actually kind of fun, but I have yet to process.
So you said weirdos.
Have you seen her?
I am now.
Every interview she asked me, did they ask you about how pretty I am?
They never do.
Hey, let's. So how pretty is Lexie? Now we have to. You finally get your wish, Lexie. Finally, somebody in the interview chair is asking Aliyah how pretty she thinks you are.
It's just you have the opportunity to pitch to one of the beautiful catchers in the country, and no one's asked you about it.
She's like a beautiful little butterfly.
You remind me of a panda.
Panda's crazy.
How much time's gone past? This is already off the rails. I had a whole agenda, and this has just been knocked over. We've gone from butterflies to pandas.
She called herself a panda.
Why?
You're a panda.
Oh, me?
In case you needed to know how much this team really gets along and loves each other, but also the banter and the insults, it's all out of love. And Ashton Lansdale talked to us about this and how much you guys have really bonded throughout the year. Mm-hmm. You just saw it, for one. But two, how much really is that the key to being successful as a team?
Yeah, I don't know. This team is just it makes it so much easier to play for one another. We have this, I don't know, the way our freshmen can talk to our seniors, and it's just like it's like a family, you know, like I go home and I talk to my brother and sister and give them a hard time, but it's out of love, and it was like the same feeling, you know. And I think the ability, we're such different personalities, obviously, when you have a team full of 20 something girls, but the ability to like have those all mesh in silly, weird, goofy ways. I don't know. It just, we all loved one another. Everyone wanted to like win for each other. And I think that's what like kind of pushed us through what a lot of people thought we couldn't. So
Why do you think it was easy for the freshmen to get along with you guys? Because for me, like, I don't know, maybe I would be a little intimidated at first to go up against you all. But I mean, what was it? Especially the newcomers too. Like, there has to be a recipe to this. Like, this isn't some happy accident. I don't think.
she was so scared when she first got here.
Aliyah was.
Yeah, like.
Well, you came in like the fall.
Dude, I looked at her and I was like, oh man. No, actually, I was shocked at how close everybody was when I got here. I've seen freshmen like absolutely shy away from seniors and stuff and just not want to bother them, not want to make them mad. So it was kind of cool to see like our freshmen just look at me and joke around, and I'm like, oh wow, you're not scared of me. Which honestly made me feel closer to all of them. Once everybody showed me that I could be myself and they were themselves 24/7 when they didn't need to be, it just made it comfortable, and I think that's what allowed us to do what we did.
So you came in January after a fall at Baylor, 3rd knee operation, correct? You missed 8 weeks, if I'm not mistaken. Is that right?
You're better than I am.
Am I? Okay. Okay. I just remember our conversation from January because I remember talking to you and you're like, I like just showed up to campus.
I did.
And I was like, what do you mean? So, you know, we were talking. Why here? And why, I guess, take the chance to leave where you are in the fall and go somewhere completely different in the spring?
Yeah. Well, truthfully, it was a split decision. Like, I think it was a decision that was made. If you snapped your finger, that's how quick I made my decision. I knew I needed something different. A lot had happened there, and I thought things would be different. I mean, obviously, we did what we did. We went to Supers, 1 game away, actually a couple outs away, and then I was really excited to come back. I was looking forward to it. It did not start the way I thought it was going to. And then, yeah, I hurt my knee, and I just thought, I really need to get out of here. It just didn't feel like anything good was happening while I was still there. And then I just remembered that I had a few friends here. And when I came on the visit, I was kind of excited to see how happy they were. And the first night that I met them, they like just wouldn't stop talking. And the first night I met this one was just as wild. I mean, she sold the deal when she walked into the house.
My face.
Because of how pretty she is, right?
Yes.
Butterfly.
Gotta go back to that.
But it was really just like, I felt like I'd already been here. Didn't know these girls, only knew 3 of them. But I felt like I had been here for months with how open they were with me. And I mean, we started playing card games within like 10 minutes, and we were getting to know each other very quickly. But it felt like I had just been here. So it's kind of made my decision. My parents knew when I got back to the hotel that I had already decided to come here. They were just waiting for me to say it. But it was really just them and getting out of Texas.
Mm-hmm. Mom and Dad always know.
Yes.
Like they always know. Lexie, what were your first impressions of Aliyah?
Yeah, well, I mean, we had news, and I actually remember it so clearly. So it was end of fall when she visited, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And so we like are done with practices and stuff, and it's just like the optional lifts and everything. But we were all in the weight room, and I heard like her name circulating, and I was like, is she really visiting here? Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's someone that they can come in, and I literally said it out loud. I was like, if she comes here, we'll win at least 10 extra games. Like, I mean, just her ability to pitch and hit. And I was like, that is a game changer for us. Like, that's just huge. Because I'd seen her play at Baylor and stuff, and I just like knew her competitive side. And then we met her in person, and she was a lot much of like what I kind of expected, like personality wise. And like she made the decision that she was going to be a part of this program, and I was like, that is like a big piece that we just sealed the deal on. So I was really excited. People asked me, they were like, are you surprised? Kind of. I think I got asked once, like, obviously like she can pitch, but like, were you surprised by her hitting? I'm like, surprised isn't the right word. Like, what, maybe expecting, like, I don't know. I just like expected her to be as dominant as she was, not like in a way that we needed her to, but like, I don't know. I just wasn't surprised. Like, she continued to show out, and I thought that's exactly what she would do. So.
Well, you both shut out in the postseason. I mean, you hit, 4 home runs. You had 9 RBIs. You had home runs, 2, 6 RBIs, 9 hits. But I know I promised to keep this light and loose, but I have to ask this because there's a really kind of a beautiful moment between you all that just played your last softball game against Oregon. You all left your cleats at home plate. I saw footage of that from Ryan Cochran, who's in our productions office, and he's like, look at this shot. And it's of each of you just laying down your cleats, and you're all just like, I don't know, I can't describe it. I want to play it for the viewer. I'll relay it over. But what made you all want to do that? Because I've never seen that before, and I think that's a beautiful moment for teammates to come together like that and just like, I don't know, soak it all in, soak in all what you do. Who came up with that, and like, why did you guys do that?
Honestly, I think it was planned from the get-go. Like, just most athletes, when they're done softball-wise, do leave their cleats at home plate, but it's typically at their home field. I didn't want to wait to do it here, and I think a lot of the seniors agreed. Like, we made it to the place we dreamt of, and there was like no better place to leave our cleats because we left a mark on everybody there. We left a mark on all the little girls who were watching. We showed people that you're seen as an underdog, but this is what you're doing now. It was
Yeah, it just felt like I don't know, like that group of seniors like definitely will always like we talk about like the family, like their sisters and stuff. And we all made the decision, and then we went and like our Star Ferguson, she's one of our seniors we had this year, and she even talks about like she ran bases for us. I think she had like a few at bats through the season. And she's like, thank you guys. Like, you know, I might not have been a main piece to get us here, but like, thank you guys. Like, you literally allowed me to do this. And obviously, her role on the team was super important and what she was doing in the dugout. But, and I think we went to home and she led us in a prayer when we were all standing around each other. And I just thought it was really like, go back to that word intimate. Like, it was really special, and all of our families in the stands. And I don't know, it felt right. I know from the outside looking in, it probably is like, holy cow, they're close. And that's how it was all year. And I think we all just loved each other, and we were trying to be in that moment on the field like that.
I liked your message, some of your messages you had on social media, you and Taylor Malvin too, Angelina De Leon. A lot of people left last year. You did not. You stuck with it. You felt like you owed it to Jamie. Same with Angelina. I talked to her about that too. What was it like to, I guess when you think about it now, to not follow the path everyone else did, to stay down this path? Now look what you did. You're sitting next to a super regional champion trophy. You did what you always wanted to do. What was it like to, I don't want to say prove yourself right, but to know that I stuck with my decision and it was good for me?
Yeah, obviously, like, everyone kind of has their own paths, and I think God works mysterious ways, and everyone leaves for a reason. And I mean, people have their different journeys in different places, but I will say, like, because people left, it allowed us to get the pieces we got, and I thought that was almost, how God, it was nothing short of a miracle, like we had pieces leave that we thought would like hurt our program, like very good athletes. And then it allowed us to bring in Star Ferguson and Taylor Roman to get those big pinch hits, Aliyah, and just all these pieces that if people went to left, we wouldn't have got transfers or nearly as many, and it just all worked out how it was supposed to. On my side, I was just happy, proud of myself. I mean, it's like you can tell, like every parent tells their kid, it's like just because it's hard, like you don't have to like give up, you don't have to leave, and it like finally paid off. Like the years that we were struggling to stay in the win column and stuff like that. It's just like, just because it was hard doesn't mean you have to try something else. And that was my biggest thing. And I loved my coach, like Jamie. I had a lot of trust in her, and I knew she'd bring in the right pieces, and I was just blessed that it happened to be before my career was over. So I'm just really excited for where the program's going. But people go for different reasons and things happen, but I think it allowed us to have the right pieces here to do what we did.
One last emotional question, then we can have fun, I promise. But I mean, I don't know. I like getting in your guys' head to know like what you guys are thinking. And as I was watching the final out against Oregon, or not the final out, sorry, the final, at bat against Oregon, I could not help but think about what was going through your mind, because the game winning run comes in, and the emotion as you turn around as the final run comes in, you can just see the emotion on your face just change, like, oh, I can't believe I walked there. And then all of a sudden it all just kind of sets in, like, now my career, is done essentially. But I want to hear from you, because I can see it, but I want to know what also is going through your mind as well in that moment.
Truthfully, I think I knew it was going to happen before it happened. I was trying with all my might to actually just pitch a strike. I felt like she knew too. I mean, every pitch that I threw, she would look at me and she would just like, it's okay. Like she would mouth, it was okay, as if like, we know it's okay. Just, we're gonna, like, I don't know. It was kind of settling. And when I threw the last ball, all I could do was turn around and look at the scoreboard. I just wanted to see that. I wanted to see the run go across, but I also wanted to see our names on the board. You see Ole Miss across the board, and it's like, yeah, I just ended this game, but at the same time, we got here. I didn't want to cry. I was planning on actually walking straight to the outfield and not talking. If you look at that video, I actually walk right past Lexie.
Denied.
And that's the crazy part about this team is a lot of people saw that I didn't want to talk, but Jam grabbed my hand and pulled me towards her. And I didn't realize I needed it in the moment until I started crying. And I was actually just crying out of pride. Yeah, we lost, but the fact that we got there, and I was crying for my teammates because they put in so much work and they just trusted in everything that was going on. And it wasn't necessarily me crying because we lost. It was just like, holy, we just did that. We played here and we ended our careers on the biggest stage. And there was so much going through my brain, and I tried to ignore it, but I couldn't. As soon as I made eye contact with all of them, like, I just wanted to keep crying. But it was mainly out of pride and just the story that we built this year, the past 6 months. Since I've been here, the story that I've seen this team build was just amazing. And that was playing through my head as we were done.
Mm-hmm. It was emotional. I mean, the whole thing, just seeing it. I want to kind of build on something that you mentioned, your relationship with her. Can you guys describe to anybody that may or may not know how special the pitcher and catcher relationship really needs to be in order to be successful?
Yeah, well, I'd like to have me like choked up, Aliyah. Jeez. Well, I like to have like a bond with everyone on the team, but especially your pitcher, and it's something that really can't be forced. I don't know. I feel like both parties can kind of feel when it's like you're forcing it to be something it's not, but it takes time because every pitcher is different. Like when I go out and have a mound visit with like Miley with Chino, it'd be a different mound visit than I would with Bree or Aliyah. And I think that's like just takes time. It takes getting to know each other off the field and just kind of how your brains function, especially in a competitive space, you know. But I mean, it's important. It definitely allows pitchers and catchers to settle in, and I think that is definitely a game changer when it comes to ability to compete.
What's the most off the cuff, like circle visit you two have had this year?
Weird.
Weird.
We've had a lot. And
We could keep it PG-13.
Right,
Well,
there's
yeah.
probably some things that
Yeah.
I can't say.
Yeah.
I know.
PG-13 at the best.
One of my favorite times, I think it was when we were playing Florida, and I was pitching, and things just went downhill. Or it was probably a different game, and she walks out to the mound, and she looks me dead in the face and goes, "So what do you think's for dinner?" And I was like, "Oh." And I was like, "I don't know, but I hope it doesn't suck."
Is that your goal every time when
No.
things are going south?
No.
Even against Oregon, before that last inning, you know, I'm just sitting there, you know, waiting to go out, and she goes, "So do you think dinner's gonna be at the hotel?" It's like midnight to 1 a.m.
I'm just
And I was like, "I don't know, but if it sucks, I'm gonna be so mad."
well, I was just like, do you think like they're still feeding us? You know, like it's like 1:30.
I love that these are the things that go through your mind.
Actually, it's funny because it's not the only time. Like when I hit that walk off against Mississippi State,
Yeah.
right before that at bat, I went up to my hitting coach. I'm like, I'm starving, and he like I was like, I'm so hungry, and he's like, well, if you walk it off, we can go eat, and I was like, bet. Yeah.
I think that actually happened a few times. This team just likes to eat because we'd be like, "Bro, I'm hungry." We're like, 5th inning, dude, I'm starving right now.
You guys have snacks in the dugout though, don't you?
The goldfish and the cheese. It's
Like,
I want some freaking chicken, you know?
You want some In-N-Out, right?
yes.
What was the whole thing with In-N-Out when you guys take down Arizona, right? And then
And all we want is In-N-Out.
all you want is In-N-Out. What's the obsession with In-N-Out?
I just wanted some good food, some meat, not hotel food, not potatoes. And I'm pretty sure the day before, we all DoorDashed it, despite, you know, not being allowed to. I think we DoorDashed and had parents bring it. And so we were all eating. But that was hilarious because it's like, what?
It makes so much sense though.
It was-
It's like even when we won super regionals and everyone's like celebrating and like literally we celebrate for 5 minutes and we're like, can we please get some Texas Roadhouse rolls?
Like, can we get some food?
How many rolls do you guys think you went through in Arkansas? Texas Roadhouse. I heard there's legends that say how many
I didn't even eat my food. Like,
You didn't.
just 8
I
rolls.
did it. It sat on my plate
You just 8 rolls.
and some cheese fries.
These are the stories that the people need to hear.
Yeah.
By the way,
Yeah.
why Texas Roadhouse? I know we don't have one in Oxford, but like, why? I mean, there has to be. It's the same with In-N-Out. You just had the craving
Dude,
I don't
we
know
had one in
who-
Waco. I went every week.
every
Texas
week.
Roadhouse?
Rolls and appetizers cost you like $10. That's it.
I guess I didn't realize that. That's the diet of a star
How are
student
you not
athlete.
fatter?
everybody.
You know what? You know what's funny? What's funny is when I was younger, my dad was like, "How do I not have a 400-pound daughter?" Because of all the snacks I had in my room and candy, and I would just hide them in my drawers so he wouldn't eat them.
Aliyah, do 5 push-ups and then you can have a fruit snack.
I'm so glad we're ending on this note. Thank you for this.
But really, they were like, "My daughter's fat," like, but I wasn't, and that's what made it worse. Is like I would just hide my food. I mean, I open a bag of
Under your
snacks on the
covers?
bus or candy, and I just know to look back because this is what I see. Lexie Brady,
Yeah.
Lexie Brady peeping on over
Wonder
the
what you
chairs.
got. What's a snack that Aliyah always brought, Lexie, that you were like, I need it on that?
Gosh. always a great variety. Like it was like perfect. Like I was like, what's on the menu?
I don't know. I always had candy.
Yeah, candy.
Ashton too.
Ashton always had the Skittles.
And it was funny because me and Ashton kind of just had like a little thing where like if she pulled out the candy, she'd like point it towards me so I could see, or like, and try to hide it from everybody else.
'Cause you got people lurking behind you.
Yes.
Yeah.
But anytime like I opened a piece of candy, Ashton would look over at me and I would just be like, "You can have some." And like me and Ashton would just share it, and then Lexie would catch us and we'd have to give some to Lexie.
You'd have to reward me.
So I was gonna ask you guys what your favorite off the field memory was, because you guys have been gone for like a month.
Yeah.
You went from Arizona. I think you were back in Oxford for like a day and a half, and you went to Arkansas, and then you went straight to OKC. I guess maybe we hit on some of them. But we'll end on this. What was your favorite off the field memory from your postseason trip together?
We walked to Dutch Bros. And
Riveting.
And there was like this, it was like cops IRL. There's this woman getting arrested.
Literally, the dude sitting down goes, "Look, y'all get a free show of cops." And Brittany's telling us to like just keep walking.
She's like, guys,
Keep walking.
stay over here.
Walking. We look down and there's a bunch of stuff on the ground, and she's like, "Do not touch it. Keep walking." There's like shotgun shells on the ground, and Brittany's like, "Go."
Oh, we should. Jamie Drassel's gonna hear this and be like, that was. I'll always remember that. That was fun though. We always go on like these walks, and like sometimes we had to do like circles literally around our hotel. But that time we gotta go on a fun event. We did a scavenger hunt.
Oh.
This is so
Where?
embarrassing. In Arizona, right? So we have to do like these mandatory walks, just like get out of bed, move your body, kind of thing. And so we're walking, and we're all pissed off because we wanted Dutch Bros. And our head coach said no Dutch Bros. And we're like, this is stupid, you know. And so we just walk the opposite direction of Dutch Bros. And we're all like dragging our feet. And Brittany's like, okay, fine, we'll do a scavenger hunt. Like just like literally as we're like 5-year-old kids.
And what's crazy is all the 3-year-olds, 24-year-olds were like, "You know what? Hell yeah!"
all the
freshmen were like, "I don't care."
And we were literally, she's like, you have 10 minutes. And we like sprinted. Like, so we had to find
A cactus, a scorpion, a
Tesla truck,
Cybertruck, a
Tucson, cars, a nurse.
which
A nurse.
was honestly crazy because
We were by a hospital.
right by a hospital,
okay.
so they were everywhere. But couldn't find a scorpion. What's crazy is her team cheated. So she's like a team of cheaters over here because they didn't find everything.
She didn't deny it either.
And they told Brittany they found everything.
Where'd you find the scorpion?
We didn't. We did take a picture of a lizard and show her it though. Like we didn't get a scorpion, but here's a lizard, and it looks really cool.
So you did kind of bend the.
So her group got to go with ours because our group actually won.
Who was in your group?
It was me,
Y'all didn't-
Star, Taylor Strain, Addie, and Lily Witten.
The
And
real
we
winning
just-
team.
Literally, we took off the complete opposite way from everybody else, and it was like they went into a parking lot. We disappeared. We disappeared, and I was just walking. I wasn't really locked in. I'm just looking around, and I said, "Oh, dude," and they're like, "What? What?" I said, "There's a Cybertruck," and I was like, "There's a cactus."
So you got locked in with like accidentally. You're like, oh my god, I found two.
I
Now I have
started
to.
finding everything. I said, "There's a nurse," and T Straight was like, "Bro, you didn't even want to play."
And you found 85% of what was on the list. Don't you love how that turns out? Always.
It was funny.
Well,
Long story short, we were like, well, because we won the scavenger hunt, we get to go to Dutch Bros. And Brittany's like, oh my gosh, okay, I'll call Jamie.
how mad would you have been at the team that cheated?
We all gotta go. It was fine. It was fine.
I was such a hater.
Yeah. Oh, I would
I
have
was
been
like,
too.
"Bro, you didn't even win." I looked at Brittany. I said, "They lied to you."
We just couldn't find a Cybertruck, so we just found one online and showed her that one. It's the only thing we cheated on.
if you needed to know what Ole Miss softball is like this year, there
Cheaters.
you go.
Well,
Cheaters.
Well,
no, we just find entertainment in scavenger hunts.
Only the old girls though. The 23-year-olds to 25. Yeah.
We just, I don't know, this team is so special. We just could have fun and like play free. I think that's what allowed us to like go. I don't know, I think when you're like the underdog or whatever, you just have to have this ability to like free yourself up and like go at it. And I think that we could do that because of our personalities and that being shown on outside the field. But I don't know, it just allowed us to compete at this level that I think most teams go into Arkansas and are like, don't mess up, don't, you know, and we're just like,
Yeah, we made it this far.
yeah,
So
and we just like want to
keep
go
playing.
get Texas Roadhouse and like, I don't know, it's just this, I don't even know how to explain it. It was
just never awkward.
mhm.
I think like it was always so open, like with everybody. Everybody was always ready to talk, and everybody always felt like they could talk, and that's what I kind of just I liked about it. This team was very freeing, very open, free, loving. We butted heads, but like it was like in 10 minutes, it was like, yeah, okay, I still love you, so it's fine. And it was just out of every softball moment, I think my favorite moments were just seeing how free we were all together.
You know, I was actually going to end this with, you know, like final impressions. What do you guys want people to know about your team and you as individuals? And you just completely knocked it out of the park right there. So thank you guys. I appreciate it. Congrats on an awesome season. Like literally, it's so much fun watching you guys compete. So much fun getting to learn everything and anything about you guys. Even when it comes to pandas and butterflies, we made it.
what a combo.
Yeah. But seriously though, congratulations. You guys are legends. Thanks for your time.
Yes,
I
thank
appreciate
you.
it.